Well. Oh, yes, legends. We are going live right now. We're analyzing the price of Bitcoin. We can see it looks like it's starting to roll down, getting a little bit of bounce at a confluence level right now. We are also seeing some altcoins getting a little bit of a pullback, right? Should we be worried? Are we buying the dip? Of course we are, guys. We are nowhere near finished. However, the question is, how far low can we go on some altcoins? Okay, we'll be analyzing the chart of Bitcoin most importantly to try and understand where are we in this very boring range. We knew that we were going to be ranging since we had this major bounce on Friday. Weekend was going to come just because of this three-wave down. This doesn't look impulsive because of this three-wave move to the upside, retracing too much. This also doesn't look impulsive. What does this mean? No impulsive move down, no impulsive move to the upside. We are likely going to be forming a very complex corrective structure throughout the next coming days. So we'll be analyzing a little bit here where we at and why is the price bouncing from this level, right? We had a few levels that we talked about on the previous live stream, and one of them was a naked point of control that we did have from Friday's price action. When we do analyze here the session volume profile to take a look at where the highest volume node was traded on Friday, it was exactly at the $98,150 here, looking at the Bybit perpetual chart. Okay, this was a level that was mentioned yesterday. Yes, we could react at this level and get a nice little bounce to the VWAP, right? I actually got into a small little scalp here. Now also, what do we see on regarding other levels, right? Because yeah, the price doesn't look very convincing here with this bounce. Could we be forming this triangle that we've been talking about throughout the last few days? Of course, we'll be analyzing the levels, the best trading opportunities for scalping and day trading, right? Those trades that could last 1 hour, they could last 4 or 5 hours, right? We are very much ranging, guys. There is no big major swing trades, in my opinion, in this area. No trades here for a long position to go to $110,000 or no short trade to go to $80,000, right? So we really need to trade the range and understand those levels just like we do every single day, legends. One of the first levels, of course, to get a reaction in this range was the $98,150. Now, of course, there was a better level beneath us, right? There's a weekly level. We had a little bit more confluence sweeping up the lows from Friday's dead cat bounce, right? However, you know, that first initial reaction is happening here at that naked point of control at the $98,150, already getting a bounce of over $1,000. Hey, $1,000 move on Bitcoin with a little bit of leverage. Yeah, we can make some gains. We can scratch a few dollars from the market, right? So overall, that is getting a bounce, and where we're getting a little bit of a reaction right now, which is a good take profit one, take significant chunk of those profits. Well, that is the VWAP, the session VWAP. We are taking a look at the price action on the lower time frames. We're getting a little bit of that choppiness here where we do have the session VWAP. We know that the VWAP for the scalpers and day traders, right? We know that that VWAP could get a reaction. So overall, we did get that little bounce, little reaction here. Very much acceptable for a long trade somewhere in this zone. Stop loss, you're not looking much at a risk to reward here. 2 to 1 or maybe a 3, 4 to 1 if you got into a very good entry, right? As a risk to reward for that potential scalping zone, right? High confluence level. Trading plan also was mentioned on the live stream, guys. We either bounce from here, get a reaction, or we break down and we're looking for that weekly level at $97,350. For the moment, we are bouncing from this level. So what is next for Bitcoin? What are the next major levels that we are interested in looking for a scalp day trading scenario, right? I am happy with a move on Bitcoin, even over $500, right? $1,000 or $2,000, bring it on, right? We're not looking for a $10,000 move. We'll leave that for the spot bags, right, as we do rise to higher levels. Make sure to stay tuned, guys, because we'll be going through, as always, the pure Bitcoin technical analysis. Is this bounce going to go to higher levels? Are we going to move down to a level of higher confluence? That is going to be explained in today's live stream, as we do every single day, guys. If you like the technical analysis, if you like the levels, if you like the setups, stay tuned here, because here we go straight to the point with the analysis, with the trading setups, how to manage risk, how to enter those trades, and where to take profit eventually, right? So we'll be going through some very interesting news that is going on. Of course, guys, so much news that I want to talk about in today's live stream. I know a lot of people come for the TA, right? Where can we scratch some dollars? This is why you're here. But overall, it seems like the news channels and, all of these big news channels and fundamental channels on some good cryptocurrencies, it seems like they're getting a little bit of more attention. So shall we focus a little bit on news, or shall we focus on where to scratch some dollars when we're taking a look at the Bitcoin technical analysis, right? Shall we focus on that, right? This is what we know how to do best, where to scratch some dollars off the market, guys. So make sure to stay tuned. We'll be going through the Bitcoin technical analysis, right? This is where we're looking for our day trading and scalping setups every single day. Now, of course, we'll be going through the CVD divergence, right? How many people are shorting here? Is there any bearish, bullish CVDs, right? Is there many longs, many shorts? Looking at the delta as well on Bybit. We'll be taking a look at the liquidity heat map, trying to understand, right, where could we fetch that liquidity? We're going to take a look at some high cap coins, which I do think they are lagging behind. Cardano, XRP, these ones that absolutely flew throughout November, right? Taking out those March highs. I believe these ones are just lagging behind. And we're going to talk about this pullback, right? This pullback, how far low can we go? And where is the best buying zone, guys? We do not FOMO into the pumps. Remember, we talked about this throughout the last few days. We either buy rock bottom formations here. If we break out, we are going to remain patient with the technical analysis on what levels need to hold, which is the best buying zone. Do not FOMO in, wait for those pullbacks, because those pullbacks will get an epic bounce, especially on these altcoins that are going to be mentioned on this live stream, guys. So make sure to smash up the like button if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the show. Hang on a minute, how many likes do we have? We almost over 600 people watching the stream, guys. We only talk about the pure technical analysis, the best buying zones. We can go repeatedly throughout multiple streams from the last few weeks, talking about buying entries and how the last few days, forget about these higher cap coins that have been pumping quite aggressively, because we could be seeing some pullbacks in the next coming days. We got some very small pullbacks on some cryptocurrencies that I'm going to share with you, some potential zones where the price could bounce, okay? Where it could pull back and where it could bounce. And that is where we get ready and we dive into those altcoins, understanding that this pullback is just going to be a nice healthy correction, right? Get a little bit of a shakeout from that FOMO stage that we are creating. Of course, we'll be going into some low cap cryptos as well that I'm very interested in. 𝗶𝗄𝗃 already getting that breakout, getting a bit of a pullback today, of course. This is why we do not FOMO into the pumps, right? We've been talking about this one throughout the last week as we were trading at the 10 cent, 11 cent level before this major pump of over 40% that we had in the last few days. So there are a couple of altcoins. I'll be going through some altcoins also in the comment section so we can analyze different altcoins where we have some opportunity zones, right? Let me just get a drink of water and we'll be going through the comment section to say hello to the beautiful community. If you did get into a long scalp here from this naked point of control from the Friday's, highest volume node, hey, it is time to scratch some of those dollars, take a bit of profits, guys. We did get a bounce. We are getting a reaction at the VWAP. It's a move of $1,000. People are happy, right? Scalpers are happy with a move of $1,000. Cheers to that. And let's dive in through the comment section right away. Right, okay. Super chat from Roger, not shilling, just making you and your community aware about dev. No need to read it on live stream. Yeah, I mean, hey, about this, okay, we'll pull it out here, my man, all right? We'll pull it out, not to worry. About this cryptocurrency, right, which is a project that's, it's launching the exchange and is going to be connected to the stock market, okay? I mean, do your own research. the price, doesn't look too bad. It looks like it has bottomed out here very nicely throughout the last few months, right? It kind of looks like an accumulation zone. Take it with a grain of salt if you wanted to, make some research. Overall, the project doesn't look bad. I've been taking a look at it ever so slightly. It could be a decent buy, right? It does have a pretty decent roadmap for 2025. Take this with a pinch of salt. I can't buy everything. I can't give an opinion on everything. There is thousands of altcoins. I know my altcoins that I have in my portfolio, and it's just already too much because I've got round about 30 altcoins. And for me, that is just too much. I don't want to have too many altcoins in the portfolio. And for me, it is enough. Let's dive in through the comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community. We are traders. We basically focus on day trading scenarios, right? Scalping and day trading. If we can turn a day trade into a swing trade, then happy days, we can do that. But overall, it is level to level, and we need to understand where Bitcoin is at the moment, right? Could we see a massive move to the upside to all-time high? Could we be breaking down? We need to break certain levels here on the chart. We still could be ranging here throughout the next coming days. And there is great scalping opportunities that we are going through in the live stream, just like every single day, legends, right? We talk about levels where we could bounce. You just wait for that level to be hit. You get a reaction. You know where to put your stop loss. You know where to take profit in case of a scalper, right? We're looking at the VWAP, right? Session VWAP that could bring us that move of 500, 1,000, maybe 1,500, depending if the move has been very aggressive in the short term. Hey, this is what we do every single day, guys. If you are interested in day trading, in scalping, Bybit for me is the #1 crypto trading platform. Remember that you do get an exclusive bonus with the link down below in the description. If you can't trade on Bybit, there's great alternatives such as Weeks. You get $20,000 deposit bonus, or Bluffin 10% cashback. They are both quickest sign up, all right, exchanges. Just with an email and a password, bang, bang, you're signing up in a matter of minutes. They have proof of reserves, so nothing to worry about. Your funds here, they don't do anything fishy. It goes directly into the trading, right? Let's go right away through the comment section, and we'll dive into the price of Bitcoin to understand which is the next level, where there's a good opportunity, right? A quick scalp, we can scratch some dollars off the market, right? Where is the next opportunity? Hola, Ariel, how are you doing, my man? Enkel, do not sign up to exchange Margex. They scammed me out of XRP and Casper coins. Margex, that is weird. I think Margex is quite legit. It's a long time since I haven't used Margex. The ones that I use mainly is Bybit, 𝗖𝗿𝗄𝗃, and Bluffin. Weeks, of course, is a very high liquid exchange. Very much recommended. They've been in the game for quite some time. Weeks is a great alternative, such as Bybit, 𝗖𝗿𝗃, or Bluffin, okay? Bluffin especially because they do have proof of reserves. That is very good thing of an exchange to keep it transparent. They don't do any fishy things with the funds from the clients. Remember, you get that 10% cashback, guys, with the link down below. Deposit 10% cashback, to add to your trading. Murat, let's go right away. How are you doing, my man? Bebeto, 30% correction is coming, says Bebeto. For altcoins, 250% correction. That is epic. Yeah, very possible. Yeah, without a doubt. We have extended, right? We had a very nice leg to the upside throughout November, right? Not even the first week of December. We're already getting a bit of choppiness on a lot of the altcoins. It would be time for a pullback. Let's leave it that way, right? When we do take a look at the previous bull run, yeah, we've had 20% corrections throughout the bull market, right? Throughout late 2020 and early 2021, hey, we've had 15, 20, even almost 30% pullbacks in the bull run. This was not even a 10% pullback right over here, the flash crash, right? Well, sorry, my bad. On some exchanges, it didn't even take out the lows right over here. It did turn out a 10, 11% pullback. On Bybit and some other future platforms, we did get a 13% pullback. But this was not a pullback, really. It was a flash crash. So, anyway, let's take a look here at the comment. Nikolai, welcome. Rudy, like M on YouTube. Bro, 2250 correction doesn't exist. That is totally true. Murat, how are you doing? Jackie Wood, my mother, always giving support. Much love to you, mother. Andre says, let's go, legends. FM, hello. BTC dominance forming Adam and Eve. Time to sell most of the altcoins looking ugly. I wouldn't say that, okay? I do have the Bitcoin dominance chart here on the weekly, just so you understand a little bit of the higher time frame perspective. Double bottom Adam and Eve right there. You got a neckline on the Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, we could get a little bit of a bounce, but I do expect Bitcoin dominance to continue the move to the downside. I will be explaining, looking at the higher time frame, short-term pullbacks is very much expected, guys. We cannot rocket in just a matter of days and go in a straight line. We need those pullbacks, guys. And yes, it is time for that pullback, sentiment, right? I have a feeling of a pullback. But overall, most importantly, we need to understand BTC. We need to understand Bitcoin. I still hold most of my altcoins, and the only one that I took profit on was Constellation DAG. That call that we made just a few weeks ago, buying at the 2.6, 2.8 cent level. We were talking about this one like crazy throughout the streams, and the take profit one was taking the March highs, almost hitting the 10 cent level, making almost a 4x, right? So overall, been buying some altcoins at extreme low levels, guys. We've been talking about these altcoins and forgetting about them because they already pumped, making us a 2-3x, and we just staying on the sidelines, right? Any pullbacks is more than welcome. 10-20%, bring it on. We have a safe entry. At the worst case scenario, we leaving these trades at break-even levels, right? Very hard to be in a major loss from the levels that we have been buying. So overall, still holding the altcoins that I've been buying at much lower levels. ICP, Illuvium, Cadena, Constellation DAG took 50%, right? Many of these different altcoins. Chainlink, been buying Chainlink for years, not taking profits till we get, at least above $30, okay? But overall, expecting higher for Chainlink as well. We'll kind of explain that on the chart also. Let's go, Jerry, the Dusty Hunt. Welcome, guys. Welcome. You're just going to get the best levels, the best scenarios that could happen here. It's going down and you can't help it at the moment, says Kalina. Yeah, we're going down, but we can scratch, a few dollars from the market, right? A few hundred or a few thousand, depending on how aggressive you are with your scalping strategy. But yeah, without a doubt, there is something that is not convincing me too much here. It does look like that we're struggling a little bit where we're at right now on Bitcoin. We're just hitting the VWAP right now. That session VWAP is what is providing the resistance throughout the last 15-20 minutes, right? Getting a bit of resistance right over there. And we also have the previous day value levels, right? We do have the previous day value area low. We still haven't reached that previous day value area low. But overall, yeah, without a doubt, this consolidation from the weekend, right, is going to give us, some pretty significant resistance. We've got a high volume node from the weekend also, just sitting around about the 99.7K. It's not an easy zone. We are downtrending throughout the last 24 hours, right, ever so slightly. Could we get one more leg to the downside? This is what I want to come to in this stream, right? This is an interesting zone. Why wouldn't I short this zone? Would I be happy in shorting this level right now? The VWAP, there's a lot of resistance. Well, it's a problem of stop loss. And it's also, the potential of still forming a bit of this triangle, getting a bit of a bounce throughout the next coming hours between today and tomorrow. I'm not too happy in shorting right here this downtrend, just understanding, hey, that we did drop between yesterday and today from $101,000 all the way down to $98,000. So we did get a $3,000 pullback in the last 24 hours. And I do see this zone as a short-term low, right? This area that I'm talking about throughout yesterday and today, it's a short-term low for a bounce of a few hundred, even a few $1,000s. So shorting right now, this little bit of a downtrend, I'm not too happy right now to short this level. Even I understand that we could get another leg to the downside. Now, this leg to the downside is where I would be interested in looking for an instant bounce, okay? I'll explain that throughout the next coming minutes, guys, not to worry. There is an explanation behind every single trade that we talk on the stream, right? There's levels that are explained, stop losses, risk management, take profit zone. Yesterday's live stream, we like to dive in through what we mentioned on the stream. There's many levels that need to respect and get a reaction. If we do not get that reaction, we're looking for lower. Of course, we did get the reaction at the first level to get that bounce throughout yesterday's live stream, which was the $98,150. We did get a move to the upside. However, I was interested in taking out these highs from Friday. That did not happen. So, for me, this was not a short overall. I was already in bed, so I wouldn't even have shorted this, even though because, I didn't have a trading plan to short this level. I had some trading plans above this level, but it doesn't matter. I was sleeping. So if we would have done this and then this, then I would have been pissed off. I was asleep. I couldn't manage to get into this, short trading setup. So we did get a little bit of bounce. Then we came down to this level, which was the level of interest mentioned on yesterday's stream. One of the levels, right? Because we do talk about several levels if they do not get respected. Now, smash the like button. Absolutely. Let me just go quickly through the comment section and let's quickly see how many likes we do have, because we cannot be above 800 people and have under 200 likes. I feel depressed. When we're talking about the technical analysis, some altcoins, today we do have some altcoins that I'm going to explain the pullback levels that I would be extremely interested, all right, in buying up or get into a small swing position with low leverage. I'll be explaining in detail these high cap, mid cap coins that are lagging behind, and I do expect them to go to higher levels in the coming weeks, right, entering into 2025. So make sure to destroy the like button. Of course, we are focusing our heart and soul more into Bitcoin technical analysis because we know how to trade Bitcoin very, very well. It's the highest liquid market in the crypto space, and the movements and levels are much more solid than the altcoins. Let's go. Smash the like button. The guy says famous. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Algorand, please. Yeah, we can jump into Algorand. Algorand got a major rally throughout November. We can take a look at Algorand later on. Okay, update. Let's focus on Bitcoin first of all. Solana is dumping. Okay, Solana is dumping. We can take a look at some other higher cap coins as well. But let's focus. What do you think of LAI US dollar Tether? This is one of them that I do have here ready for you guys. Absolutely. This is in AI. It did get a pullback throughout, the last 24 hours. This one for me is in buying zone. I do see this as a major zigzag structure. It did look like a little bit of a fake out from this descending channel-y, wedgie structure, right, that we do have. We at the support right now of the wedge. I do believe that this one is still in a great buying zone. Now, this is a low cap altcoin based in AI, okay? And this one hasn't popped yet, okay? So overall, yeah, I do think this one is great in accumulation perspective, right? This is DCA zone as long as we haven't left the resistance area. It does look like a major big double bottom that is going to be popping out at some point. I do believe that we'll be forming something very similar that we formed on 𝗶𝗫, right? Even an ascending triangle structure where the price is just going to bounce around in this zone before it gets the major breakout. It's just a matter of being patient, understanding that this is a mid-low cap cryptocurrency and the money flow hasn't jumped into these smaller cap coins. It's just a matter of being a little bit more patient, very much enjoying these pullbacks. That's where we do get the opportunities. We do not want to buy over here, legends, right? So many altcoins that we detected that were at rock bottom levels throughout the last few weeks, right? And we do not want to buy, of course, when they get the pop. We want to be inside of the pop, guys, right? It just makes sense, right? So let's go through the price of Bitcoin. Like number 205, Algorand, please. Absolute legend. Okay, hey, come on. I cannot jump into Algorand because right now we will be taking a look at some altcoins, but first we need to focus on Bitcoin. Come on. Who doesn't enjoy Bitcoin? I know a lot of people after the poll from yesterday, we said, what shall we do on the stream? Bitcoin and then altcoins or just altcoins? It was a bit of a 50-50. A lot of people want to ditch Bitcoin, but this channel, for the legit followers, it's a channel that is built on Bitcoin technical analysis and trading setups, okay? That's what we have been doing every single day for over 4 years. Some days in the weekend we don't do a live stream. We need to chill as well, right? We do have a life. So 𝗖𝗵𝗴𝗴𝗫 network. I do have ICP here, my friend. ICP. Oh my goodness. ICP is going to blow your socks off. I believe that ICP in the coming weeks not only will be getting above $20, but heading to the $30, even $40 in the next coming weeks. Okay, there is an explanation behind this. All right, that's the most bullish case scenario and the highest probability scenario that we are going to be talking about for ICP here to form a lower high and break down like this in the coming weeks. You know, that would be devastating, right? I don't think this is going to be the case eventually. We are just lagging behind a lot of the high cap cryptos, right? We've been doing this scenario, right? We can take a look at Chainlink, we can take a look at Cardano, we can take a look at XRP, we can take a look at many high cap coins, right, that have been actually breaking out here throughout the March highs. And we are just expecting these ones that are lagging behind to continue, right? But we're going to get a little bit of volatility, a little bit of a shaky out, right, momentum before we continue to the upside. Now, let's dive in. BTC, not today. Yes, absolutely. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Of course, somebody asking for Algorand. Hey, what can we say about Algorand? Look, just a quick look. Somebody's like, Algorand in the comment section. Look, Algorand got such an epic move here to the upside. It must have blown your socks off, right? If you did buy Algorand throughout the last few months. Getting here a beautiful 2-to-1, right? Extension move, right? Very explosive. Eventually, you're looking at this as a wave 3. 1, 2, 3. Now is the moment that you're looking for Algorand to potentially consolidate for the next coming days and then get the next leg to the upside in that 5th wave, right? Very explosive move that could also happen. Of course, we only had this leg up here throughout November, right? It's potentially going to chill a little bit right now, like many other altcoins are doing, right? It's forming a little bit of a zigzag scenario here, maybe a little bit of a triangle, but overall, you know, I would prefer to see Algorand get another leg here to the downside. We can analyze that later on, okay? I've got some other altcoins. First of all, we need to focus on Bitcoin. Most of the people are here for Bitcoin. Not everybody, but most. I know a lot of you guys here, you want some aggressive altcoin analysis, right? But we need to focus on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the mother, the king, whatever you want to call it, from cryptocurrency that really does drag the rest of the crypto market, right? Bitcoin, what would happen to altcoins if Bitcoin were to do this, right? I don't think the price of Bitcoin would do this just yet, but you know, there are some scenarios, there is some technical analysis that, you know, does give us a reason that, you know, maybe it could come and claim those lows here from Thursday, right? Below 90K, that would be devastating for altcoins. Just imagine Bitcoin coming down there. Altcoins will be getting a 20, 30, 40% correction, especially if the Bitcoin dominance does get that bounce, right, from that speculative double bottom, right? Double bottom formation out underneath, like someone's saying here. I don't think it's going to be the case, but we need to talk about it, right? Most importantly, we are interested in scalping and day trading. We scratch some dollars from the market, right? So day trading Bitcoin opportunity, please, says Jimmy. You got that damn right, guys. This is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the day trading scenarios just like we do every single day. One of the first levels to get that bounce inside of this range is 98,150. It wasn't my preferred level, but if you get the reaction, you can manage risk. Small position if you're not too convinced, right? I get into small positions if the level doesn't have much confluence. You know, I've only managed to scratch, you know, $500 from this small little scalp from this level just because it's not my preferred level. There's a much better level beneath us, and I would go a little bit more aggressive. That will be explained throughout this stream as well. So, what if the price does get a bounce? What if the price successfully bounces here from that naked point of control, right? From Friday, we had a nice high volume node from this dead cat bounce consolidation on Friday, and it's got the bounce today, right, of over $1,000. You know, could it be another 1,000? Could it be another 2,000? Could we actually go to $101,000? Absolutely. Getting a bounce of $3,000? Absolutely, yes. It is possible. What if that does happen? What if that does happen, right? Let's dive in through the analysis. Very similar analysis, guys. Nothing much has changed since yesterday's live stream, right? We're just taking a look at internal levels, and we need to go through the same levels on the stream because we basically haven't broken out anywhere. So we're just bouncing at these internal levels inside of the range. So let's just do a quick reminder for anybody here that hasn't been watching yesterday's stream. By the way, this was a level to get a bounce mentioned on yesterday's stream. If you're a new subscriber, make sure to subscribe, guys. You're only going to be getting the levels, the scenarios that could happen intraday, in between today and tomorrow. And what we usually do is go back through yesterday's stream, right? There are some altcoins that I want to talk about, but overall Bitcoin technical analysis say, hey, a level that was mentioned, a level that's bouncing here of over $1,000, right? We'll be coming back tomorrow on tomorrow's stream to say, guys, remember this level that we mentioned yesterday? There we go, right? Either for a breakout or for a reaction or for a trading setup. Even though if stop loss was hit, we talk about the levels and scenarios every single day from the previous stream. That's how we do it. We need to provide the previous streams as a track record, right? Previous streams are track records. You know, hey, what this dude talk about yesterday? Well, there's this level and this level. Did it play out or not? In this case, it did. The one previously, it did as well. We actually predicted the potential of this drop also happening throughout Thursday. On Wednesday, we actually talked about, hey, we could get a major wick down to the lows at $90,000 very quickly, right? So, you know, this is, you know, it's just pure technical analysis, understanding the waves that have happened throughout the last 1 to 2 weeks. And understanding that, guys, we could actually flash crash to come and sweep up these lows. And, you know, surprise, surprise, after 24 hours, I wake up and I see the flash crash happening. So it's all purely based on waves, on the timing, and you know, understanding how the price action moves. Also, a little bit of liquidity here. You know, liquidity did help to say, look, it's just almost inevitable that you're not going to get this movement down at some point. So right now, getting this bounce here very, very nicely from this level. What's the next levels, right? What are the next level? That VWAP, you know, did provide a little bit of resistance. You know, it does look like want to pop out from the VWAP. It is trying. It got a reaction. Reactions are good to take profit because you do not know if the price is going to roll down, right? You get a reaction, you roll down. You get a reaction, you roll down. You get a reaction. I don't know if we're going to break. I don't know if we're going to roll down. I don't know. I know where we could react as support to get into a long, and I know where we could react to take profit because I don't know if we're going to reverse or I don't know if we're going to move up. So as we are moving up right now, what are the best levels of resistance, right? Where would I be interested in a short trade? Not here, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. And you might think, how come we're hitting the VWAP, we're getting resistance? You know, why didn't I, you know, see this as a good shorting level, as mentioned at the beginning of the stream when we did take a look at Bitcoin? Well, there's a simple reason. We need to zoom out ever so slightly, okay, and talk about, you know, the potential scenarios that we mentioned yesterday. Hey, if we bounce from here, I'm actually looking at a significant bounce. Why? Because we could be forming a triangle. We could be forming a flat structure, which is basically taking out those highs from Friday. You know, there is a possibility. Now, this is the zone that I would be interested in a short. If the price just dances around here, goes in circles, and then goes down, then I would say, okay, you know, I missed the short position. It's just I don't have a strategy. I don't have a level here to take the decision. So I just won't trade it, right? If we are just randomly saying we're going to move lower, I'm getting into short, I'll be happy to add to the position here in this range. And then the price of Bitcoin does this. So then you're trapped. You don't have a strategy. You don't have a backup. You don't have good technical analysis. You're basically going to lose money, right? We don't do that on the channel. We just rather say, okay, we retrace from this level and we missed the trade. This is why, you know, we retrace from this level over here. I don't have a plan here. There was no plan mentioned from this rejection here. The only plan yesterday was, you know, bouncing from this level or actually rejecting from this area right over here, which we did not reach. So, you know, I didn't get into this short, but I couldn't care less because there's opportunities every single day. There's better levels. If my level's not hit today, it might be hit tomorrow, right? So we always talk about shorting opportunities and longing opportunities. One of them is going to be hit. One of them is going to be hit. If not today, maybe tomorrow. Once that level is hit, is where we take action with good risk management. Period. That's it, right? So let's talk about the major levels that I would be interested, right? It's getting a little bit of pumpy action at the moment. You know, for me, it's kind of, yeah, I'm not really that interested in any shorts in this area. You know, it's just, I do see the possibility of bouncing all the way up to this area, to the highs of the range. For me, this is a dangerous shorting zone. I don't know where to put stop loss, right? Yeah, we do have the previous day levels as, you know, a little bit of resistance. We are getting above the previous day value area low already. So, you know, this is a potential good sign that, you know, the price could go to higher levels, at least to the previous day value area high, right? Coming up to $100,000 again, 100,400. Just don't like this area when we get back inside of the zone of yesterday. If we're back inside of yesterday's zone, you know, we could very much acknowledge that the price could go to higher levels. So not really a great, interesting zone for me. If the price were to move to higher levels, right, let's just talk about the different scenarios. As we do have this zigzag right over here, we do have a nice zigzag right over here with very shallow pullback. This was a very shallow pullback. This was mentioned on the stream on Friday, last Friday. You know, I was really happy for a long position somewhere in this range. I was understanding with you legends in the stream, guys, you know, we might just form a higher low here, very shallow, and just get a leg up. But I just cannot long here. There was some scalping longs here based on daily open. Sweep up this low, having an attempt. It would have been nice, but this is too shallow for a pullback. And, you know, you got some people getting liquidated because on a dead cat bounce, you know, what is classic from a dead cat bounce is that most are going to expect that rollover, right? And then what the price does is whoop. And then it's like, hey, I thought you were going to dead cat bounce and continue to the downside. You know, how come you did this to me? Well, you know, it's very important to understand the selling pressure that was here. There was so many retail shorting here when we do take a look at the CVD, right? This was mentioned back on Friday, right? Just a bit of education here, guys. You know, there was so many shorts throughout multiple exchanges just shorting the market right there, expecting that this dead cat bounce was going to fill, you know, part of the wick or the entire wick down. Too many shorts entering, getting, you know, that liquidation event eventually. So it's very important, guys. CVD is extremely important to understand because, you know, it can tell you a lot of the times what not to do, right? Even though if your gut feeling is dead cat bounce, we're rolling over, you're getting resistance and we're rolling over, your gut feeling is, okay, we should, you know, feel part of the wick. You know, we don't trade based on gut feeling, right? We need to do the analysis, to check the data and check what is going on. So let's dive in through the Bitcoin technical analysis, right? This is what we do. We talk about levels. The levels might not be hit today. They might be hit tonight, tomorrow. I don't know, right? But they're very interesting levels. They're very interesting scenarios that I want to go through in this live stream, just like we do every single day. This was yesterday's live stream. We mentioned a couple of levels where we could get a bounce of, you know, a few $100, a couple of thousand potentially, one of them being that naked point of control. So, you know, we did finally hit that level after a move up, then came down, bouncing today from that exact level. Now, like I mentioned, I'm really not that interested in this range. You know, there's that high volume node. It's kind of breaking through. I mean, it's the middle of the range. This high volume node, I'm really not that interested. You would say, oh, can we SFP from here? No, you know, we could, but I'm not interested. I'm not interested in this level to get a rejection. I mean, it could, and we could have an attempt right now. You know, maybe, you know, taking a look at the lower time frames, it is the highest volume node from the last week's traded price action. At least on Bybit, not sure on the rest of exchanges, but there is a high volume node. It's already trading above that high volume node, so it does look like it wants to get the pop. So it doesn't look like it's going to get that reaction from that lower high that was formed early this morning, already breaking out, kind of staying above that level. So yeah, looks like it wants to push higher. And you know, there's a good reason to believe I don't like this level for a short. You know, we have been downtrending today. You know, why shouldn't we form a lower high and go lower? Well, it's just zooming out ever so slightly, right? And talking about the scenarios that were mentioned yesterday. You know, I'm looking for this level to bounce to potentially hit the highs from yesterday or even the highs from last Friday. I'm looking for a significant bounce here to happen. So eventually this small little bounce is going to be take profit levels, but I'm not going to be interested in shorting in the middle of the range. Why? Usually when you are trading in a range, what you like to do is come down to the range, to the lows, and come back to the highs of the range. So trading in the middle of the range comes extremely tricky and extremely risky. Eventually, saying that, I'm interested in actually claiming the highs of early this morning, right? Or late last night. You know, that would be starting to be an interesting zone depending on the reaction. So let's talk about that right away. There is still two scenarios that I think could happen, right? Even though we need to be very cautious. The price of Bitcoin overall, right? Even though we're looking at shorts and we're looking at longs are kind of still in your advantage. There's only a very simple reason because of that, right? There's only one simple reason, is that the market is uptrending, right? So overall, longs are still in your advantage, and shorts should be taken with a grain of salt and with extreme good risk management. So going back through the price action that's happened throughout the last few days, just to understand, I'm not sure if you guys, some of you understand this, or it seems like Chinese. I know if you don't have a base, right, of technical analysis, I know most of you people that are legit followers and do follow the content, they do understand these setups and they do understand how to get into the trade and exit the trade and protect that trade, right, and have good risk management. So I know most of you do. If you are new to the channel, hey, you will learn a lot, okay? You will learn a lot with time, all right? And you'll actually be a master in the next coming months, maybe a couple of years, to actually know how to scratch some dollars off the market. If you are completely new to this, you want to join the Legends trading community. I mean, this is where you do get the modules. You get from basic analysis to advanced, talking about the strategies and risk management, and you get access to the Legends trading community where you get those daily updates on Bitcoin, also on some altcoins. You got 𝗕𝗏𝘆𝗽, myself, rest of the coaches talking about the potential setups, giving answers to your questions every single day. First link in the description. You're going to take your trading to the next level, all right? Try to understand how we predict and how we analyze the market to look for this level where it could get a bounce, the 98,150 as provided on yesterday's stream. Then you can trade on your own, guys. You will not need anybody, all right? Anybody. You don't have to follow anybody when you know the knowledge, know how to trade, Bitcoin in this case, right? My main focus is Bitcoin, right? So you can understand, this is why we pull out the stream every single day. Guys, hey, that level that we mentioned yesterday, we're getting a bounce, right? And before yesterday, yeah, we're getting also rejection there. We do this so you can provide a track record, right? So you can see that the analysis is legit, right? It is legit. The levels do actually get a reaction, and they do provide you a trading setup, right? So it's important, right? It's important so you can see what the heck this dude is talking about. Is there a good value? Is there, does it make sense what he's talking about? Well, eventually we come up on every single stream, even though it hits a stop loss, guys. Because if we do hit a stop loss, then we say, hey guys, this is where we manage risk. We don't want to take that risk of adding to position or doing any of that nonsense, because, people will get burned. People will get liquidated in an uptrend, all-time high. We're just going to form another pullback and move to higher levels. We actually talked about this happening, and we said it's going to happen fast. So it's really important to understand. Now, let's dive in right away. Seb, my man, I can see you in the comment section. Pac-Man, my brother, Much love to the moderators here, giving power as always. Much love to you guys. You're absolute legends. Let's continue here with Bitcoin, getting a significant bounce of over $2,000 right now from that $98,150. Not interested in any shorts in the middle of the range. Now, you may ask me, why are you not interested in a short? You know, price is moving down. Why aren't you interested in a short? Why do you think that the highs here at 101,500 could be hit in the next coming hours? It's purely based on the analysis that has been mentioned throughout the last couple of days. We're likely going to be ranging throughout the next few days, and it's understanding this three-wave structure to the downside and this three-wave move to the upside. This is not providing an impulse to the downside, and this is not providing an impulse to the upside, meaning that the range will likely continue. Now, inside of this range, we're going to go a little bit more complex. You know, one of the scenarios that could happen here, and this is really like pure advanced, you know, Elliott wave theory scenarios, where you do form a zigzag to the downside, you form another zigzag to the upside, and then potentially, you know, one of the scenarios that was mentioned yesterday, you could be forming a squeezed triangle. Still very soon to speculate in this, on this, okay, but it's one of the scenarios that could happen, and we need to talk about it, right? You got that very aggressive zigzag happening. You got another zigzag to the upside and a WX, and then you got a possible triangle, or you got a possible flat structure. So we do have that zigzag here. We do have that zigzag right over here. So one of those scenarios, which is extremely speculative still, guys, because we've just formed a higher low right there. So you could say, okay, you know, we got a higher low that right there, and we got this high over here, right? Could this be the case, right? Where we formed 1, 2, 3 zigzag, 1, 2, 3 zigzag, and now we're just forming a very large triangle structure. I'm not saying that this has to play out, but it's one of the scenarios that could play out after a double zigzag. Zigzag, zigzag, possible triangle in a complex WXY structure here. Now, yeah, of course, if this is one of the scenarios that could happen, we expect uptrend continuation, right? We do expect uptrend continuation. Now, what would have to happen here is that you form an A, B, C, D, E, bang, continue to the upside to all-time high. Now, there's certain levels that if this triangle has to play out, they need to get respected, right? For this triangle to play out, you cannot take out this high because it will no longer be a triangle. It will be something else. So I don't know if we're going to form this triangle, right? As a technical analyst and a trader, I can't say we're going to form a triangle. We're going to do this. We're going to pop out. I'm going to say, look, if this triangle were to form, we cannot take out this high. So max level that could be taken out is this high right over here. We know there is liquidity sitting above highs and below lows, right? There is liquidity sitting there. So if we were to get that rise, could this level get a swing failure pattern? Could we tap that level, right, and get a reaction? We're just going to get a wick to the upside and then start correcting down. It might even get a little pullback in the middle here and then move to the upside. That would be even better, because what we want to see is eventually, you know, a little bit of zigzag moves, right? Three-wave structures. If it goes up in a straight line, I would be a little bit skeptical here, guys. You know, if we just rock it and get above to this high in the next coming minutes, right? 15, 20 minutes, or I don't know, maybe an hour. If we just shoot up here to this high, I'm going to be like, okay, guys, you know, let's remain a little bit patient. Let's see how this develops. It would be nice to get a bit of a, you know, a bit of a zigzag move here, zigzag here, right? And that's how you want to form the triangle and, you know, a very rangy, you know, momentum. If we shoot up here in a straight line, you know, we're going to be very patient. You know, we might just pop out from this level and we're like, okay, no reaction, no rejection. We moved up very fast. We really need to form a little bit of a zigzag here to then speculate, okay, we've got a three-wave structure. We're inside of the range. That's what we really want to see. We don't want to see a rocket and say, okay, this is a shorting level that we mentioned, right? Let's just all short it right there as the price is, absolutely rocketing. It's really, we really want to stay grounded, depending on how the price moves up there. And if we do not get a reaction, then, there's just no trade to be taken. It would be nice to move in a three-wave structure. This pump to get exhausted at some point, boom, boom, and then get another move up. This would be the ideal scenario to speculate here on this swing failure pattern. Then you do have that lower high. That high hasn't been taken. Then we can speculate on the triangle. If we move up there in a straight line as we are doing right now, wouldn't be too interested if I'm honest with you. If it does rocket all the way up here, it could get a quick wick back down. I really want to see range zigzag formations, right? I don't want to see the price rocketing to the level of interest. So yeah, if we move up there very fast in the next hour, we're just going to remain a little bit patient, right? We're saying, oh, we move a bit too fast to this zone, right? I would prefer, like I mentioned, somewhere a peak right there, get a bit of a pullback, and then next leg to the upside, taking out this high, we can speculate on the triangle. This short trade over here, it's a possible shorting trade. I would target the VWAP eventually, VWAP as a take profit 1. And I would even target here, round about the 61878 Fibonacci from this pivot low, because you are looking for a higher low in this case. 618 to 78 is going to be your take profit zone because you're expecting another bounce. Then we start having some peaks here, lower highs, higher lows, lower highs. Then we can speculate, okay, we are in the formation of the triangle here, legends. So we really want to trade the ranges, right? So still very soon to speculate on, guys, I have to say, because we haven't even got the third peak of the triangle, right? We've only got this high over here from this bounce, and we only got this low at the moment. So we haven't even got a third peak. When you got a third peak and a rejection without taking this high, then we can speculate much better on the triangle levels, okay? We got higher low support, lower high resistance, then we can speculate much better on, the triangle formation. So it's still highly speculative, but overall, since yesterday, we were talking about, hey, maybe we could form a higher low here, maybe we continue the range. We very much understand where we need to look for a setup. So regarding this bounce, what if we do smash through the levels, right? What if, none of your silly triangles have played out and the price just breaks through here, right? No reaction at the high, it just rockets. Eventually, no short to be taken. What would be the next level, the next zone, right, where I'm interested on that speculative short trade? As mentioned throughout before, right, one of the scenarios, the complex scenario, is forming that triangle formation after a zigzag, and after that other zigzag, right, after the flash crash. What would be another scenario that could happen based on Elliott wave theory? And this is a very complex zone, guys. It's very difficult to trade this, but we do have levels to trade, right? Most importantly, I don't know what the heck the price is going to do next. I know certain levels where I can, look for a setup, either a long or a short. So if the price rockets from this level, breaks above this high and tests this high over here, that is when we're looking at the other scenario, right? No triangle, no nothing. You got above this high. It's not forming a lower high in price action. You're starting to form a higher high from this range. What would be another scenario? Another scenario here, in a complex WXY structure, after a zigzag right there and another zigzag right over here, would be looking at a flat move. Come up here in a B wave and then come back down and sweep up the lows here again. This flat scenario, the best rejection level as mentioned yesterday, is that naked point of control from Thursday. Yesterday, we did have, you know, two high volume node levels, right? This one and this one. Yesterday's stream, we got this one right there at 102,800, 900, and we got this one right over here. When we do take a look at this level, what I really like about this level is the 0.88 Fibonacci taken from the all-time high to the wick low here. It's a very interesting level just because we have the high volume node looking at Thursday's price action. High volume node from a day on the volume profile is very important. It is a very important level. We bounced from that level, from that high volume node on Friday. So the high volume node from Thursday is sitting at $102,900, where we do have the 0.88 from the major move to the downside. And we know that 0.88 is a highly respected Fibonacci level. Now, when we come to the conclusion here of, okay, you know, we're not forming the triangle, the price rocketed here in the next coming hours to that level. You know, I'm interested, really, the best level to get the reaction is right over there, and I would be looking for a significant pullback at least to the VWAP, session VWAP. We know session VWAP, right, does get a reaction. We just got a small reaction today as resistance. Price managed to break through. Now that would be a TP1, right? Session VWAP, right? Wherever the session VWAP is, that would be a TP1. If we do get a reaction, we get above it, we get below it, we can take action, manage risk with stop loss, look for the pullback on the VWAP, right? As a TP1. Now eventually, you know, there is a scenario here based on a three-wave move here, and now the possibility, which is really extending in time, I have to say, it is a bit extensive in time, forming that three-wave move here, three-wave move here, and then looking for that movement down to sweep up the lows. I mean, these lows would be your take profit too. Okay, overall your stop loss is going to be defensive as you get the rejection, right? Just in case it does bounce. So that's what I would be looking for here regarding levels, okay? It's level to level trading, managing risk. One of the levels will get respected, and we will be looking for that trading setup to play out. Now, that is the most interesting level, I have to say. If the price rockets and does not get any reaction whatsoever, then we're heading up to all-time high. And above all-time high, price discovery, we want to be very, very cautious with those wicks. Those, you know, when price gets to all-time high, we could get major pumps, right? So an SFP or failed auction from all-time high is going to be very complex. We don't know how severe that wick can be. So it's a dangerous zone to jump into a short based on the first tap of the high, because this is when you get the price coming up there and you just get that major squeeze, right? And then maybe it starts pulling back. Okay, it's going to be a difficult level to get into a short, I have to be honest here. Not going to be easy based on the volatility. What if the price does roll down from here, right? Let's just, you know, we're talking about many scenarios, right? I've talked about the levels of interest, right? We've got, you know, if we do correct now and then start moving up here in a zigzag kind of movement, I would love the price to manage to reject from this high without taking out this high. That could be a nice shorting level to the VWAP, right? If we do correct now, which we are doing, and then get another leg up in the next coming hours, it's going to be looking beautiful. That's what I want to see. I want to see a three-wave structure to take out this high. And if we reject from this high, we got a short scalp down to the VWAP, and potentially down to the 61878 from this low to the high. You know, it's a nice move of over $1,000, $2,000 potentially. I know it's a scalping level. Just like this one right over here was a scalping long trade provided yesterday on stream. Right, it's only a little scalp. You're looking at $1,000, maybe $2,000 of a move as we just had. It's good to scratch some dollars off the market. Now, let's dive right away. Whew. We need to talk about other scenarios, right? Because yeah, I'm interested in certain levels here to the upside. Just these levels that I've mentioned. I'm not interested in any trade here or in any trade here. Only at these levels, here and here. I'm not adding to the position. I'm not doing any of that nonsense. I do not know if the price is going to do this. Based on analysis, we got some possible scenarios. Depending on how we react at the level, if we do get a little bit of dancing at these levels, then we can understand that we're getting a reaction. But there's no trading zones for me. You know, this is a no trade zone. This is a no trade zone. Only this is a trade zone right there. And this is a trade zone as well. So in between those zones, I'm not interested in getting into a trade. I don't add to position. I don't hope that we're going to reverse. Only these levels are taken as a trade setup. Just like only this level is taken as a trade, or only the weekly level it has to be taken as a trade, right? You know, if you don't trade like this, you know, I've traded with adding to the position and stuff like that. It's never worked for me. Some trades play out epic. Some other trades you get burnt. A lot of them, right? And when you don't manage your risk and you're adding to the position, saying, well, you know, I need to go to bed and I can't be monitoring the price action. I would rather say, guys, I missed the trade. I was sleeping. Let's look for the next day trade setup. Instead, you know what a lot of people are going to hope for is, yeah, I'm just going to put several limit shorts at this level or several limit longs at this zone. And I wake up in the morning, we hit all of my levels, right, for the trade. And then we're trading down here. Hey, you know, I got into an epic trade. You know, we got the reaction. I put some limit levels, right? You wake up and you're in insane profits, right? I'm a trader right now, right? And then you have the other scenario, right? Where you put the limit longs, limit shorts or limit longs, right? You go to bed, you wake up in the morning, and then you have this kind of price action, which has filled all of your longs and it's actually liquidated you. And then you're like, oh, I suck at trading. Well, no, you just didn't manage. You didn't realize how you need a trade. You know, it's rather, you know, it's much better to miss a trade than actually, oh, I'm going to, you know, this is going to bounce from this level. I'm going to go to sleep. Some limits are going to get filled. Sometimes it's going to play out. And that is where you get into the death spiral. Oh, you know, this way of trading is epic because, you know, I just put a bunch of limit levels, right? And, you know, boom, boom. Oh, you know, most of them got filled in insane profits. Taking profits here, I'm going to put a bunch of limit longs right there. They're going to get filled. I'm getting a bounce, you know, and you're going to get into that, you know, bad habit in doing this kind of trading till you get, you know, the mother of the, you know, wrecked candles, you know, around the corner, which will get you wrecked at some point, right? So it's just not a good, sensible way of trading, right? Let's leave it that way. So I know a lot of people do have this experience. You know, I'm not just talking a bunch of BS. And this is why most of the people end up losing and end up, you know, just dropping off from trading because they don't have a proper strategy. They don't have a proper setup. They don't have risk management. You end up throwing the towel, right? Because just because you're not responsible, right? Just because you're not responsible with your trading and you're not managing your risk. So let's dive in through. All right, you know, now we're getting a bit of a pullback. Okay, so there's multiple scenarios and levels, right? Because I've talked about, yeah, we bounce from here. You know, we either shoot up. If we shoot up, then, you know, my interest level is this one. If we do correct from here, you know, I would be nice to see a zigzag. Then I would be interested in this sweep of the high and potentially short right there. We've got a zigzag. We're not taking out this high. We could be forming that triangle formation, right? But what if the price reverses here and starts dropping very aggressively down below these lows again, right? Price got a beautiful bounce of $2,000 today. Oh, we're coming back down. None of these levels were hit, Andy. Why, right? What would be your next setup, right? You're just talking about shorts right now, but the price reversed here. Well, the most interesting level is the same level that we mentioned as well yesterday. We're going to go through that right away, and then we go through the comment section. Sorry, guys, but I need to go through the explanation here, and it does take time, right? Imagine doing this on an altcoin, on one altcoin that somebody basically says, hey, can you take a look at Algorand, for example, right? And we just 30 minutes just going through Algorand, doing the proper analysis and the proper trading strategy. This is why I only trade Bitcoin, because it takes time to really analyze professionally the possible scenarios to take a successful trade with good risk management. It really does. So yeah, I can't take a look at 4 or 5 altcoins because I'm going to be 5 hours to just analyze every single altcoin. I would just rather analyze Bitcoin, get into a Bitcoin trade, and that's it every single day or every single other day. So it does take time to really analyze a chart properly. This is why I don't do 5 assets, right? It's just, you only need 1 asset to make some, scratch some dollars from the market. So now the price is rejecting, right? Price is rejecting. It's pulling back. What if we don't form a higher low and we move here to the upside? We don't form this 3-wave structure and we just collapse down back to the lows, right? This is where I want to come, right? This is where I want to be ready for this scenario. Like I said, I'm not interested in any trade in this zone. I realize it could bounce, form a 3-wave structure. I realize it could come back down to sweep up today's lows. So I'm not interested in this level, but I would be interested if we do come back below today's lows. Why? We got a very interesting level, which is a weekly level. Weekly level are they're very powerful. Just on their own, they are powerful. If you can add some confluence, which we will throughout the next coming minutes, right? They are powerful on their own. Weekly levels. Weekly, close, and open, right? From the last 2 weeks. It's interesting. They're always very, very powerful. When we zoom in on the lower time frames, 15-minute, what if the price just forms another lower high here? And it comes down and forms another lower low. The best level that I do have here on the chart is that weekly level. That weekly level is in confluence from the wick low of the flash crash on Thursday to Friday's highs at the 382 Fibonacci. 382 Fibonacci is sitting ever so slightly above the weekly level, but you will be sweeping up the higher lows from Friday of that dead cat bounce. Now, I want to take the weekly level as guidance. I would really not be interested too much here in a double bottom, right? I really want to see that wick to the downside and even hit the weekly. I'm going to remain patient. That's what I would want to see. That's where I would be interested in speculating on that long position. That is if we do get up there. I would take this as a scalp. I would take it coming to bounce to the VWAP as a TP1. And I would leave some open, be quite defensive with stop loss close to break even. Don't want to lose too much if we get a significant bounce and a 2.5, 3 to 1 risk to reward, because this could actually gain some momentum and start sweeping up the lower highs. I would leave a small position just to speculate that we could actually sweep up all of the lower highs that have been formed the last few days. That's a little bit of a bit of the levels that we do have. let's see tomorrow if these levels are respected or not, if they do get a reaction or not. Very important that we do react at these levels. Not interested if we slice through the level. There will be no long trade to be taken. Let's go through the comment section. It is about time. What are altcoins doing? Altcoins should be getting a little bit of a dippy. We'll be going through some altcoins. I got some special ones here. Make sure to destroy the like button if you enjoy the technical analysis on Bitcoin. The levels that I am interested in trading, legends. The levels that I am interested in trading. We talk about this every single day. The levels that I am interested, such as this one. Not the preferred one, but it's a level of interest. Bounce out the naked point of control. You're looking to scratch a few dollars here. And that's what we do, okay? If you are interested in trading, Bybit, #1 crypto trading platform, guys. Make sure to sign up with the link down below. You get that exclusive bonus. If you cannot trade on Bybit, Weeks or Bluffing is a great alternative. No, just an email and a password, okay? Just an email and a password. You're signing up and you're getting that exclusive bonus. Weeks, highly liquid exchange. Bluffing, they do have proof of reserves. You get 10% cash back, guys. Take advantage of those exchanges right away. You got the links down below in the description. You can trade hundreds of altcoins right over there. So we're getting a bit of a dippy right now on Bitcoin. Moved down pretty aggressively. Over $1,000 in a matter of minutes. What an aggressive move. Have to say, not an easy short. Not an easy short. I mean, we did get above the point of control ever so slightly. Dipping down right now. You know, that point of control from the last few days. Not an easy short. For me personally. I mean, you might have hit the golden pocket. Yeah, kind of the golden pocket from here. But even still, there's a lack of confluence for me to jump into this short. There's a stop loss situation. So, I mean, I do not have a strategy at this level to jump into a short. I don't know where to put stop loss. I don't know where to, you know, enter properly. There's just a lack of confluence and a lack of levels to basically get into the trade, right? So, you know, this is why, you know, I might find one or two trading setups in the day that have very good high probability. This is why we talk about these levels throughout the stream. You know, the only interesting levels for me to take a trade with good risk management, you know, they are sitting right over here. Whatever happens in the middle is just, I don't know. I don't know how to get in. I don't know where to put a stop loss. I don't know where to take profit. I don't know where to enter. So, you know, I just don't trade it, right? Well, a significant pullback here on Bitcoin. I mean, I think it's time to take a look at some altcoins. We can set some alerts here at these lows just in case we do slice through. And then we can take a look at the price action if we do so to see if we do get that reaction at the weekly. And probably jump into a trading setup here on the stream. That is if that level is hit and respected. Let's go through the comment section. It's about time. 𝗬𝗫, what is 𝗬𝗫 doing? Shall we take a look at some altcoins from the comment section? Show me a big red candle, says Joe Potter. My man. Red candle. 97,000 is a daily level as well, Andy. Oh yeah, you know what? We also got a daily level here. Also a daily level, that is correct. We also got a daily level right there. I'm not sure, we probably have that daily level already. No, we don't. Nice one. Good one to point out. Daily level. We also have that daily level. Nice one. We'll organize this into our daily level folder. We also have that daily right over there, also ever so slightly beneath the weekly level. So, you know, it could get a volatile move. Still could get a volatile move. There is a daily here that we need to ditch in the bin. It is time for some altcoins, legends. About 𝗬𝗫, we can take a look at 𝗬𝗫 right away. Why not? There are some altcoins that I want to go through if you guys give me a chance. But let's take a look at some altcoins on demand in the comment section, guys. 𝗬𝗫, one of them that I do have a significant bag of. right, do have a significant bag of 𝗕𝗫, because 𝗕𝗫 was one of our favorite altcoins. High cap L1 project. What's going on here? Come on, TradingView. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, TradingView. Oh ho 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 ho. Let's wait and see. Dump it, Andy. It is dumping. It is dumping a little bit. We dropped over $1,000 in a matter of minutes here. All right, 𝗕𝗫. Still hold a bag of 𝗕𝗫. Probably getting a bit of a pullback right now. It did break a little bit of this uptrend momentum. Very shallow pullback compared to the pump that we had in November. So yeah, I mean, bring it on, right? We should be getting a bit of a pullback. We ever so slightly missed my take profit zone here at the highs from March. Still holding. I do believe that we're going to hit this level. We've been buying 𝗕𝗫 down at the 60-70 cent level. This is one of those altcoins that we were predicting many weeks ago that this is going to absolutely skyrocket in a matter of days, and bought a huge bag lower than 70 cents. This was just a quick reminder that we were going to pop out here, legends. It's going to break out very, very soon. When we did see this structure and take a look at 𝗕𝗫, you know, that stream was like, guys, this is the last call. It's the last call before we do this. It's going to be days before we do this. This video that got, I don't know how many views this got. My goodness, 3,200 views. Absolutely crazy. I don't know. People didn't like the title or the thumbnail. I don't know what happened here, but people were not paying attention. You missed out on a big major pump if you did not, you know, take a look at this video, because we talked about Illuvium, 𝗕𝗫, many altcoins. This was just a couple of weeks back, and this was the last call on 𝗕𝗫, guys. You can check this video out. This was from basically the 22nd of November. This is, I was saying, this is the last call, guys. You get in now or you don't get in. And just 3 days later, we mooned. So I mean, my average buying zone was here. So yeah, I'm going to hold on. Any pullbacks, you know, bring it on. It doesn't matter. Now, the thing about 𝗕𝗫, I don't want to do, yeah, I'm not going to focus too much on 𝗕𝗫, on the possibility of the buying zone. You know, I'm really not that interested, guys. You know, the buying zones have been mentioned the last few weeks. We could take a look at some great opportunities on certain altcoins that I have ready here, if you do allow me. But I really want to go through comment section. Okay, we have been over an hour on the stream right now on Bitcoin levels and trading scenarios, and it just takes so much time to do proper analysis, guys. It really does. I wish I could just go in and say, yeah, we're forming a bullish pennant, we break out, guys, and you know, the target zone is, you know, right over here. I wish it would be that easy, right? But it's not. If you want to do proper analysis, right, at the end of the day. So will BTC go down to 90k? Well, if we break down very aggressively in the next coming hours, couple of days, there is a double zigzag potential. There is it could be possible. Let's leave it that way. You know, we haven't talked about this level. We just talked about the intraday interest zones for some scalps till we actually leave the zone. But yeah, there is a possibility based on this zigzag here, this zigzag right over here, that the price could zigzag down very aggressively and sweep up all of these lows. There is a possibility. That would be devastating for altcoins. The main reason why there's a possibility is because, you know, there was a chance for this to be an end of a corrective structure. However, we should have bounced pretty successfully here and start breaking out in a 5-wave impulse. But because we formed a 3-wave structure here and we're consolidating here, it gives a chance for the price to break down, and it just forms a double zigzag. Zigzag here, and another zigzag here, coming down to the lows from that dump. This would be devastating for altcoins. I think it wouldn't be bad. It would just be a nice, healthy flush, right? It would be a nice correction that kind of has to happen, especially on these altcoins that have been pumping quite aggressively throughout the last few weeks. This is why we are not interested in buying the pump, because there will be pullbacks and there will be better opportunities if you missed out in buying at the low levels on these altcoins, right, that have been mentioned throughout the last few weeks. We stopped talking about these altcoins regarding spot buying or low leverage long positions because we already got a significant breakout, right? We stopped talking about Cardano. We stopped talking about, all of the major ones, Constellation, DAG, that have been pumping aggressively. We just stopped talking about them because we are in already them, and we're just going to ride the pullbacks if they do happen. So, regarding this question about could Bitcoin go to 90K, there is a possibility, but for the moment we are ranging still. We got some certain levels that we need to break aggressively. Then if we do break them, we can talk about those scenarios. This price action really does look very choppy, I have to say. It doesn't look the most beautiful. Right, it's kind of losing a little bit of steam, right? It's just a classic area where you could get that dump. This chart does really give me that gut feeling, right? But I don't trade based on gut feeling. I mean, there is that scenario, there is that bearish case scenario based on Elliott wave, but there's other scenarios as well. As we're ranging here, we just trade the levels as we do. So, Andy bro, Canto please. Let's take a look at Canto right away. We got an alert here on Bitcoin just in case we do drop down aggressively. We're just about to take out those lows from today. Just about to take them out. Let's take a look at some altcoins though. We got an alert to see how, if we do move down aggressively and if we do get a reaction at that weekly. The alert is there. If we do get the alert, we'll check the price action in the next coming minutes. Let's take a look at some altcoins. Why not? Let's take a look at some altcoins right away. Let's go with Canto. Canto potentially getting a pullback as well. Crypto.com, Canto. This is an L1 project that's kind of in the dust, right? When we go to the categories here on CoinGecko and we go to L1s, 𝗵𝗵 Network, I don't know, I haven't even done research on 𝗵𝗵 Network, but it has been doing pretty good the last few weeks. When we do go down into the low cap L1 projects, Canto, no proper research whatsoever. It's a very low cap L1 project, 18 million, kind of in the dust right there. I like 𝗖𝗿𝗄. I hold a big bag of 𝗖𝗿𝗄. This is one of my 50x potentials for the bull run. Also in the dust, 𝗖𝗿𝗄 is an awesome project. I do hold some 𝗖𝗿𝗄, but Canto, I have no research on the project. When you take a look at this chart, just the chart looks amazing, right? The chart looks amazing. If you want to try and buy rock bottom levels, without a doubt, it has to be this zone. And we are not going to talk about trading setups. We're going to talk about more as an investment perspective, right? When you break out and you're pumping up, it is dangerous to, FOMO into the pump. If you've been buying Canto throughout, October, November of 2023, and you're holding because it's going to be a great investment and it's going to continue mooning, well, then eventually you're holding all of those bags right now down here. Of course, if you are dropping down very aggressively and you're looking to buy the pullback, well, very aggressive moves down. You might FOMO into the pump because you missed the pullback here. This is really no zone to consider as an investment opportunity. However, this pump and dump and selling pressure exhaustion throughout the last few months, this is the moment where you want to consider this might be the bottom. Why? Because all of this downtrend volatility that you've had for the last 12 months has bottomed out here for many months. This means that the aggressive selling pressure is no longer active right over here. Maybe all of the selling pressure has finished. So, I mean, as a chart analyst and understanding that we are in a crypto bull run, whoever's saying it's finished, altcoins are done, look, we've been buying through bottom levels, right? We could retrace 50% on Kadena. I'll be still in a profit. Why? Because we know where to buy and we know where not to buy. So understanding this chart right over here, it got a bit of pumpy volatility throughout the last, couple of weeks, right? End of November, bit of retracement now in December. It is attempting to start a major rally after this massive sideways momentum accumulation zone you could discuss. You're already getting some nice buying wicks here on this sideways momentum. I have to consider this as an acceptable buying zone for the next coming months. Once the price, whatever it does here in this range, leaves this area with a significant rally, this will no longer be a good investment. But as you are still in the bottom formation, it's a matter of being patient for the next coming weeks. So, I mean, yeah, I have to say that Canto does look very interesting looking at the chart. Will the project succeed? I mean, I have no research whatsoever on Canto, so I just can't give my fundamental point of view on this cryptocurrency project. Take it with a grain of salt. Make sure to do a bit of research. What the heck are they doing, right? And what roadmap do they have? Is their ecosystem growing? Do they have many, transactions happening throughout the last few weeks and months? Is it growing? You really need to go in and take a research on that, which we're not going to do on the stream because it's just going to take time and it's going to be boring for the people we do chart analysis. We've done Kadena. We've taken a look at Kadena. I mean, we could take a look at Kadena based on Elliott wave theory and look at this potential pullback that is happening on Bitcoin and how far those pullbacks could happen on Kadena to give another, second opportunity on the pullback before we take out March highs, right? Shall we do Kadena? We can do Kadena. I do hold a significant spot bag on Kadena. We can pull it out. So yeah, let's take a look at Kadena. Why not? Just regarding, I do see Kadena pulling back and also, finding some support. Not too sure if people are interested in Kadena. There could be a swing trading setup on Kadena. Sailor low cap. Yes, Sailor is one of them that we did pull out on the stream. We got in Bitcoin dropping down here. We got the alerts. Let's see if we do tap that weekly. In the next coming minutes, we'll just put some more alerts here near the weekly level. Yeah, let's set some alerts down here at the high confluence level to see if we're going to tap that weekly in the next coming minutes and see if we do get a reaction down there. And let's go in through Kadena. I mean, altcoins should be getting a bit of a pullback. They should be pulling back a little bit, right? Got a little bit of a correction here on Kadena as well. I mean, to do the proper analysis, it's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm going to go as quick as possible. Realizing the bottom formation on Kadena at 36 cents. This was our buying zone before it popped out. Regarding Elliott wave theory, it is pretty clear to see that Kadena has had a very impulsive third wave to the upside. Why? Because when we do take a look at the rock bottom levels on Kadena, we're going to talk about the potential buying zones for a swing long with low leverage, or, and I will set some alerts here guys as well, or for a re-entry regarding spot bags to look for that 2-3x potential for the next coming months, maybe entering into 2025. So when we take a look at the bottom levels, right, what I like to analyze here, zooming in, how did we move to the upside? We moved to the upside in an expanding move. It formed a ascending, broadening, wedgie structure, right? In a 5-wave move, right? You got the bottom, you got a 1, you got a 2, you got a 3, you got a 4, and you got a 5. And you got a classic zigzag 3-wave move. 1, 2, 3. So you can clearly see that this is the bottom. It's an initial wave 1 and an expanding move, which is rare. And then you get a zigzag in a wave 2. And being the most explosive, the third wave, which was very much anticipated in advance, as you do know, right? Right over there. So when we do take a look at Kadena here, you know, I mean, this has gone over the 2.618 extension on this wave 3. You know, wave 3, there's no limits. Even the 3.618, there's no limits for wave 3s. You can even hit the 4.618 extension. It was incredibly impulsive. It's been insane. What a massive third wave. It's incredible. Now, yeah, you could arguably discuss that this third wave is finished. You have, you know, you can count here technically from this low. 1 wave, 2, 3, expanding 5th wave. You've kind of had a 3-wave, a 5-wave momentum here, with the 5th wave being the expanding wave, which is rare as well. But on altcoins, it happens, right? This is why, you know, altcoins could have a massive leg 1 and then 2, and then you have 3, 4, and 5, and you have really weird Elliott wave, you know, really weird waves. It just happens on altcoins, and it's rare for high cap coins such as Bitcoin. But on these lower cap coins, you get a lot of FOMO happening on the 5th waves. So yeah, you can count here 5 waves, with the 5th wave being an expanding move. And you know, as we do understand that, you know, we have formed this 3rd wave, right? On a larger perspective, we could speculate that a 4th wave formation is happening right now, right? This would be the larger scale Elliott wave count, right? We'll put that in the green. Yeah, as this could be the 3rd wave that's finished, and we are entering into this 4th wave. What we need to understand is the levels where we could bottom out based on Fibonacci. The 236 is not really successfully, you know, holding. So the next Fibonacci interest zone to get that bounce on Kadena is at the 120 to 139. 120 to 139 is the area that I would expect Kadena, depending on how we move here in the next coming days. We are in a corrective structure at the moment. Bitcoin's dropping down. Altcoins are bleeding, if you wish. Right, they're just correcting down. I do expect an epic bounce on the altcoins, guys. It's going to happen. We just needed a corrective move based on the waves, based on the timing, based on the analysis. You know, we don't FOMO into the 3rd wave. We want to be in that 3rd wave, right? We want to be in the 3rd wave. We want to be in the breakout. We're very much in very early. So now, you know, there is the opportunity of this corrective move on Kadena. The best zone for Kadena to highly likely find some support to then get the fifth wave, and this could be an explosive fifth wave. You do have fifth waves that can be extremely explosive, just like this one that we had inside of this third wave, right? On the higher scale third wave, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I would expect an explosive fifth wave on a lot of the altcoins here, without a doubt. So I am leaning on the high potential here. On Kadena, the best zone without a doubt is that 50% to 382 from the lows here to this high, because this is where you are, waiting for that wave 4. This is the level that needs to hold, that needs to get some choppiness. If we do analyze some choppiness here in the next coming days, it's going to be the golden ticket to buy Kadena, or to get into a low leverage long position. And our invalidation point is going to be the 618, because fourth waves don't retrace to the 618 Fibonacci. So that's going to be your invalidation. I do expect the 382 to the 50% to maintain as support, get a reaction. Then we're looking for that fifth wave that could be very explosive. Bull market to continue. We're just in a correction. The timing is needed. We need this pullback. There's not much to it. I wouldn't be scared of this pullback. We are in an uptrend. We are in bull market. We've had a devastating bear market throughout the last few years. A bit of more uptrend momentum in the coming months, guys, is the highest likely scenario, right? We are coming from a very aggressive bear market throughout 22 and 23. A lot of people will be skeptical, right? And they'll be scared with these pullbacks of, 15, 20, even 30% on a lot of altcoins. And yeah, eventually I do kind of expect maybe a pullback on Kadena to 120 to 140, which would be a 30 to 40% pullback. It's natural. It's natural. It needs to happen. So yeah, that would be the best zone here regarding Kadena. I'm actually going to set some alerts because I want to see the reaction down there. I wouldn't buy more Kadena just because I bought a lot of Kadena down here at the 60-70 cent zone. But I would be interested in a swing long area. I would be really interested in a swing long. The waves don't lie. The timing doesn't lie. This would be the interesting zone to get that next wave, to not only take out the highs from the last few days, to take out March highs and potentially expect that explosive breakout in a expanding fifth wave. That is the interesting zone. I want to see proof of support. I want to see the price dancing around here for a few days, and we can look for the breakout. Look for that next leg to the upside. It's a matter of being patient. There is one scenario, of course, that the 236 Fibonacci, which is, it's a minimum zone for the fourth wave. But yeah, I have to say, this would be a very shallow, aggressive, long position. It's, 236 are usually rare for a fourth wave. They do happen. I mean, not extremely rare. You could have shallow pullbacks and then bounce out the 236. Preferably get into this zone. That would be the golden ticket area. Kadena can be traded on Bybit. You have multiple different altcoins on Bybit. Kadena, you can actually buy Kadena on spot. I did buy my Kadena on spot here. You can actually leverage trade it here also as well. Guys, take advantage of that bonus that you do have below. You get a $500 airdrop. You can use this airdrop for trading. Bybit for me is number one. You trade Bitcoin, hundreds of altcoins, highly liquid market. If you can't trade on Bybit, Weeks or Bluffin is a great alternative, because just with an email and a password, you can sign up in minutes, guys. They have highly liquid, okay, hundreds of altcoins. You get the best deal down below with the affiliate link, okay, in the description. Bluffin, also a great alternative, 10% cash back with your deposit. instantly, right? And it's not instantly actually, guys. My bad. I have to say it's not an instant cashback, but you will get that cashback on your deposit on bluffing. Bitcoin just trading down below the lows here. Let's see if we do get that leg down to the weekly. Let's go through the comment section, take a look at the rest of the comments, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We talk about scalping and day trading setups. Regarding scalping and trading setups, by the way, I'm out of that trade, but did take profits of that trade. This was a long setup that was mentioned yesterday, and it's a scalp. We talk about VWAP being a take profit one, holding some of the position, being defensive. It's an in and out, right? This is why we're not looking for swing trades in this zone, because regarding shorts or longs, right, if you do get into a short trade here, you want to take profits. If you wanted to get into a long here, you want to take profits, because we're very much ranging here still at the moment, and we're just looking for scalp and day trades. Why? Because we are in a range. I do not know if we're going to break down here or if we're actually going to pump all the way up here to all-time high. We have the levels, and we react to those levels to get into a setup. We might get that weekly being tapped in the next coming minutes. Let's wait and see. We're moving down here. We also got a daily level. Let's see if those levels are hit here in action. And if we do get a reaction, if we slice through the level, then we are just looking for lower. What if we do slice from those levels, right? We just waterfall. You know, there is a zone here that we mentioned. Yeah, best scenario, if we just slice through here. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too interested in the 50% Fibonacci. There's a lack of confluence right there. I mean, I think it is where we do have from this pivot high, pivot low to this pivot high. 1.618 extension. 1.618 extension from this move is sitting where we have the 50%. At 96,200 to 400 range. Could be a reaction zone if we slice through this level. Bit aggressive. We're just about to hit the weekly possibly. Let's see if we do get down there. Andy, 77k area is the CME gap. Oh, hang on a second. Let's take a look at CME gap right away. Okay, yeah, I'm interested in CME futures gap. Let's take a look at the gaps that we do have below us, right? Let's just zoom out and hang on a minute. Wait. We do have a CME futures gap at $77,000. However, we have a gap at $54,000. Wait. Matter of fact, we have a gap at $20,000. No. Wait. There's actually another gap. No way. At $9,000. We still have a gap at $9,000. I guess we should be heading down there in the next coming days. Only joking, guys. You know, most of the gaps do get filled just because we move up and down. Gaps do not need to get filled. We have dozens of gaps still below us, so gaps is really not really a strategy. It doesn't mean that we need to go down and fill them. The reason why gaps are filled is because price moves up and down, and eventually most of them are going to get filled because price moves in waves. So most of the gaps are going to get filled, but there are going to be some gaps that are not filled eventually. That's why we do have one at 9k, one at 20k, one at 50k, and so on, right? So yeah, it would be nice to get down to the 9k gap. I would be interested in buying some Bitcoin down there, but yeah, it's probably never going to be filled, right? But never say never. Who knows? Only a big black swan event, a devastating energy crisis, and I don't know, World War III, right? something very bad, very, very bad, a massive blackout, no internet, no power, could maybe take Bitcoin to zero. And then all of the gaps are going to get filled. I'm long in BTC to be 9K. Flux, Mina, Render. Let's go right away. Let's go right away and take a look at some other altcoins here if you wish, guys. So there's a gap to zero. Yeah. Anyway, let's go right away through some other altcoins. Andy can't find the gap. Says no financial advice. We have a gap at $0. That is true as well. Also very true. Pac-Man, you knew it, my man. You knew it. Anyway, let's continue here. Andy, could you please take a look at Mavia, Jasmy? Right, make sure to drop off your altcoins, guys. We're going to do altcoins. I'm going to try and keep it shorter than Bitcoin analysis and also then Kadena analysis, because Kadena, we were at least 10 minutes on Kadena. I'm going to try and keep it simple, straightforward, interesting zones on this pullback. You know, this pullback could continue, especially if Bitcoin slices through these major levels. All right. If Bitcoin starts dropping down and we start getting a bit of a waterfall, altcoins are going to get hit, guys. This is why we remain patient. This is why the best zone for me, in my opinion, on Kadena is coming really down to the 120, 140 zone. Either for another reaccumulation if we get proof of support, or for a potential swing long. We'll be analyzing the wedgie structure, the bottom formation. Get ready in the next coming days for that pop to the upside, only if we see proof of support. So let's go right away. Stay cautious, guys. People are going to be so scared on this pullback. You're going to get altcoins dropping 20%, 30%. People are going to start running around like chickens with no head, right? It kind of needs to happen, right? Based on Elliott wave theory and the waves and the analysis. With this rocket that has happened on most of the high cap coins, it's completely natural that we get that first, you know, initial pullback, right, from the bull market. It needs to happen. Let's take a look at Gala right away. Why not? Shall we take a look at Gala? I'll be leaving that, you know, scenario in those boxes for the next coming days. Let's see if we do react at that zone. If we do get down there, we might not even go down there, guys, but it's just a great zone. Let's take a look at Gala right away on the chart. Gala getting a bit of a pullback right now. We had a contracting move here to the upside on Gala, and a nice, beautiful corrective structure. I mean, the same scenario applies to Gala. Gala lagging here to take out March highs, just like Kadena, just like ICP, just like many other ones. The same applies on these ones. ICP, great buying zone, in my opinion, is round about the $11, $12 area. You know, we are dropping down on ICP with the correction. But, you know, a lot of these high cap coins, mid cap, high cap coins, you know, missed out in taking the March highs, like, you know, Cardano, XRP, Dogecoin, right? The big ones, you know, been taking out those highs. High caps are the ones that get the explosive move, first of all. So it does make sense to invest in high caps or leverage trade the high caps in the initial stages of this bull market, right? The big first legs up, because they're the ones that are going to get the attention first, right? And then you might get some low caps that you're investing in that haven't even started their pumps and they're getting into this correction, right? Which is completely natural, guys, I have to say. So yeah, I mean, this pullback is going to bring opportunities in the case of Gala. I do expect Gala to reach those March highs, right? Why? Well, you know, we're in a bull market stage, right? We are very much even faster than the previous bull markets, right? We are moving faster in this bull market than the previous 4-year cycles. It's just, we are moving faster, guys. So we need to be aware that we are, you know, ahead in time in this bull market. So these pullbacks are very much welcomed before we continue to the upside. Taking a look at Gala, what I do understand with this ascending wedge, right, which in a classic pattern, right, classic pattern technical analysis, ascending wedge, bear flag, we're breaking down, we continue to the downside. In this case, we formed a, we didn't actually form a contracting. I mean, it would be extremely rare. Let's go zoom in on the lower time frames here, because this is without a doubt very disturbing price action on Gala. In the case of Gala, we did not take those highs. Could it be, yeah, we did form 5 waves. I mean, could it be that was basically a truncated 5th wave? I mean, you do have 5 waves here also in a contracting move. So you would have to, you basically have to see this as a truncated 5th wave, which is rare, not taking out those highs. But you can clearly see the zigzag right there. So we need to apply the initial wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 right over here, being extremely explosive, going above the 3.618, and now is where we are potentially inside of that 4th wave that could take many days, even a couple of weeks. 382 for the moment is not maintaining ground. Where you want the price to maintain ground is in between the 382 and the 50%. This would be the zone that I would be very much interested in seeing the correction, finding, a bottom formation, sideways momentum at least for a few days, understanding that the correction has lost the selling pressure and you're getting into a reaccumulation zone before you find the next move to the upside to then finally take out the March highs, right? So yeah, for the moment, we really need to see proof of support here, guys, for Gala, and that is in between the 4.7 and the 4.1 cent zone. Your invalidation zone would be the golden pocket. Wave 4s don't want to go down to the golden pocket. It's the invalidation. So for Gala, the interesting zone, if we were to pull back in the next coming days, I mean, we might even recover above the 236. For the moment, it's not maintaining the support, and you are forming an ever so slight zigzag here. I mean, it could be a, wave 4s are also common to see at the 236 Fibonacci. You could see shallow pullbacks in the bull run, but overall, the preferred scenario, I mean, if I had to buy on spot or get into an leveraged swing long position with, low leverage eventually on the altcoins, never above a 10x, in my opinion, the best zone would be this area in between 382 and 50%, which is at 4.7 to 4.2 cents. This is the best zone without a doubt. I mean, it would be a devastating pullback from the highs created the last few days. We are looking at a classic altcoin pullback of 35%, right? It would be absolutely natural. It would be a classic, sharp pullback. Everybody that's been FOMOing into these altcoins the last few days, are going to start, being in doubt and potentially sell at a loss. So remaining patient right now. We've had a massive rally throughout November, guys. It would be natural to see part of December, a little bit of a cool off before we enter into 2025 to get the next leg to the upside. Okay, so opportunities will be in the horizon. It's going to happen, guys, not to worry. Dogecoin analysis, we can take a look at Dogecoin, one of the big ones right there. Dogecoin is still maintaining its ground pretty nicely, right? It's kind of forming a, I don't know, it's something weird, right? It is something a bit of like an ascending channel-y, bullish pennant or not. Looks interesting without a doubt. In the case of Dogecoin, very difficult regarding the analysis, I have to say. It's still maintaining higher low support. The moment you lose this higher low support, it's not going to be looking that great. Yeah, swing failure pattern from the highs created. It did create a double top right there from the highs created in November. It's still maintaining its ground with this uptrend momentum. Dogecoin. Very, very choppy. Very choppy. Very difficult, I have to say. You know, very, very difficult. I mean, if you are going to see Dogecoin maintaining ground, would be nice to get a little bit more of a pullback in this area to the higher low support zone, I have to say. But I would even be cautious based on Bitcoin, based on altcoins pulling back. If you break down from here, I want to see the lows of this ascending move, ascending channel, right? The lows here, the first higher low, really maintain as support after the breakdown. I mean, this is really dangerous zone to jump into longs as we double top. If you test the highs and you reject, you know, a little bit dangerous. If we do break down from here, I want to see those lows being swept and, you know, recovery above this level. Then you could speculate on an ABC flat here. But regarding Elliott wave and where we at here on Doge, my goodness, we're not going to do that. It's just going to take a long time. I might do some proper analysis on Dogecoin so we can pull out on the stream, you know, the levels of interest, you know, but overall I haven't done any analysis on Dogecoin. 500 likes, we can get to 600 likes at least before the end of the stream, legends. 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫, in my opinion, is in an acceptable buying zone, okay? 𝗖𝗿𝗽𝗫 did test the highs from September. It has been getting rejection. We're just really aware of this scenario. I did buy some 𝗖𝗿𝗽𝗫. I'm happy to buy a little bit more 𝗖𝗿𝗽. It's an awesome AI project, eventually, as the name says. And I do believe that this one is likely going to grind here with higher lows in the next coming weeks and finally form an ascending triangle to get the pop out here, you know, entering into 2025 possibly. So overall, getting the alerts here. Still moving down, not hitting the weekly. Yeah, overall, 𝗖𝗿𝗽𝗽, I think it's a still great accumulation zone. I mean, it's a no-brainer. We had the massive breakout, the massive pump back in Q1. Big, devastating pullback down to the lows again. And we are basically at the lows. This, for me, is a gigantic double bottom scenario. It is an accumulation area. This is still in buying levels. The main reason why that 𝗖𝗿𝗽𝗽 has not popped out is because of the money flow. The money flow hasn't even started to reach the mid cap, low cap cryptocurrencies, and it's just eating up that pullback that Bitcoin and that high cap altcoins are getting, right? So yeah, altcoins, lower cap, mid cap coins, lots of them haven't even left the zone. But it will happen at some stage in the next coming weeks. So it's just a matter of being patient, just understanding that the money flow from the big boys, you know, haven't even started to, you know, come down to these lower cap cryptocurrencies. This one hasn't left the accumulation zone, and it's just an opportunity area. It's just a matter of being patient and waiting for that money flow, waiting for this pullback on the big boys, right? The big cap coins. And then, you know, eventually at some stage in the next coming weeks, we're going to see that breakout. Okay, so I've got some 𝗖𝗿𝗽𝗽. I'm actually slightly in the red on 𝗖𝗿𝗽𝗽. You know, I bought this last week. Not a big bag, guys. You know, really diversify very well throughout the altcoins. But yeah, I would be interested in scooping a little bit more here on 𝗖𝗿𝗽𝗽 if we do get another 5-10% drop. Understanding that, yeah, no, this is the accumulation zone. So anything in this area is still very good. What I will not be interested here, guys, is buying the breakout. But anything inside of this area, bring it on. If it takes weeks or months, not to worry. I was buying Chainlink throughout 2022 and 2023 for many months, guys. Many months. This was boring. All of this who's been a legit follower of the channel throughout 22 and 23, we were talking about, guys, this is already an accumulation zone as we did form this bottom formation in this area. I was saying, guys, no matter how long it takes, this is buy up the zone. And I managed to accumulate a lot of chain link. You know, it gave me many months here to buy up. Understanding the pump, the dump, the sideways momentum. When we do take a look at layer AI eventually, you know, you have the same scenario. You have the major pump and you have the major dump, and you're still inside of that range no matter how many weeks it takes before you get the breakout, because you're at rock bottom formations after a pump and dump. You're sideways. The highest probability scenario is to get that pump to the upside at some stage in the next coming weeks, if not, you know, Q1 of 2025, Q2, doesn't matter. If it ranges for longer, we're just going to have more time before that breakout, right? Guys, I want to take a look at a bit of news here. Some interesting news that is going on here. We have breaking. MicroStrategy bought an additional 21,500 Bitcoin for $2.1 billion. This dude just keeps on buying. Absolute legend. He is in insane profits because he has been buying Bitcoin eventually the last few years at much lower levels. He still continues, all right? So there's big players, eventually, big bullish news, right? Publicly traded mining company Riot to raise 500 million to buy Bitcoin. But then you get the kind of bearish news as well, right? More bullish news. Amazon shareholders, the National Center for Public Policy Research, submit proposal for Amazon to adopt Bitcoin as treasury reserve asset. One of the biggest companies in the world to basically adopt Bitcoin, right? Amazon is just a $2.3 trillion market cap. And what we do have followed by that is Microsoft also to vote to see if they're going to, you know, put Bitcoin as an investment, right? MicroStrategy. Microsoft also one of the biggest companies out there with a 3.3 trillion market cap, right? So I mean, these big companies, you know, adopting Bitcoin eventually is bullish for the long term, right? Despite any corrections that could happen in the short term. You know, we need to go a little bit through some interesting things that are happening worldwide, guys, regarding the news. Then eventually we do have the more bearish news that I want to go through. Another high, you know, very bullish news for the long term. US Treasury compares Bitcoin to digital gold. We actually got the Federal Reserve just a few days ago saying, you know, Bitcoin is actually a competitor with gold, but not the US dollar. Eventually it is a competitor to the US dollar, but it's still a very low market cap. But eventually at some point, you know, the world is going to wake up and say, my goodness, you know, Bitcoin is actually gaining a lot of interest from the public, and you know, is a competitor to most of the fiat currencies, right? We have South Korea to inject unlimited liquidity into the market as long as necessary. You know, just just based on inflation, and eventually bullish for Bitcoin, really. China to ease monetary policy to moderate lose for the first time since 2010. Easing monetary policy, good for Bitcoin and high risk assets eventually. But then we do have the bearish news based on the bearish data. We cannot avoid this. We cannot, not pay attention to this. And long-term holders sold 827,000 BTC in the last 30 days. This is very concerning without a doubt. I mean, I have to be in this long-term holder because I did sell some Bitcoin above $100,000, just 5% of my portfolio, guys. I did talk about this many weeks ago that, you know, I'm taking a bit of profits on Bitcoin at all-time high, and if we get above $100,000, I'm selling another 5% of my Bitcoin holdings. We need to take profit, guys, regardless. We don't know what's around the corner. Been buying Bitcoin for many years. It was part of the strategy. This has been mentioned. We got above $100,000. I had to sell some of my Bitcoin, 5% of my entire portfolio. I'm inside of this range, right? You know, long-term holders, because this Bitcoin has been from the last few years. Now, when we take a look at this data, and I might be in the middle here, you know, what is disturbing about this is, you know, these kind of chunks of selling, you know, have really pointed out a significant pullback on Bitcoin, you know, either 5, 10, 20%. When we take a look at the history, when we've had this spot selling pressure, it has really signaled a local top. For weeks or for months, it doesn't matter. It's signaled a local top when we've had this significant amount of long-term holders selling Bitcoin. Long-term holders selling Bitcoin are people that have experience. They've been in the game for many years, such as myself. I sold some Bitcoin at all-time high, and at $100,000, I've been selling some Bitcoin. I've been saying this throughout the last few weeks. It's just taking profit. I will never sell big chunks of Bitcoin ever, right? Just small little chunks, taking some profits when we have been buying at lower levels. When we take a look at this, it signaled a local topping signal. Okay, we did get another leg up here, but overall this was basically the top, around about 65k in the last previous bull run, right, in 2021. We also saw this amount of selling pressure. It's a local top back in you know, Q1 to Q2 of this year. Local top. We were ranging for many months, right? Could this be a local top for Bitcoin? Absolutely yes. Okay, so we just very much aware. Could we get another leg up? It just signals a potential local top. Legends, thank you very much for joining today's live stream. Remember, if you're interested in trading, spot trading or leverage trading, ByBit4Me is the #1 crypto trading platform. Take advantage of the bonuses down below. You can also trade on Bluffin, which is just an email and a password. You can sign up, or also Weeks, highly liquid market, $20,000 deposit bonus. Take advantage of the links down below. Subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you very much. Smash up the like button. I will see you in the Legends trading community if you haven't signed up already. This is where we take a look at the market. You have the modules, everything, guys, that you need to know to become a professional day trader. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.